America's supposed to do? We're separated from all this by an ocean. France is at war with Britain. Britain's at war with France. Britain wants to stop the revolution from spreading, doesn't want France to be able to continue to maintain its empire with this revolutionary new system of government, doesn't want them to be able to conduct trade. And both of them desperately want the U.S. to trade with them so that way they can get money to fight each other. And Washington needs to figure out how to deal with this. Does he side with the French, who were our ally? Does he side with the French, who led a revolt against a king like us, who are fighting for liberty? Or does he side with the British, who probably would be a better trade partner, who have a lot more money and stability? What do? Do we go with the spirit of revolution? Or do we look at this and say, this is chaos and mob rule, as we see literally people walking with heads on sticks through the streets of Paris? What do? Jefferson says, George, we got to support the revolution. We are children of the revolution. We would not have our independence without France. It is our duty as a republic, as a democratic government, to help others who want their freedom. We have to support them. And he also argues that, yeah, it might be violent, but people have the right to use violence to gain liberty. After all, Mr. Washington, you did. Every now and then, as Jefferson said, the tree of liberty needs to be soaked with the blood of tyrants. I think I paraphrased that. But it needs to be fed with the blood of tyrants. That, sometimes tyrants need to die in order for liberty to grow. And Hamilton's like, dude, you're crazy. No way. No. We can't support this revolution. At first, he supports the King of France. And then when he's overthrown, he says that we should support the British. And he says, one, the French government was a strong ally. They helped us out in the war. I fought alongside the French. Lafayette is a personal friend of mine. But that alliance is gone because the government we made it with, the king we made it with, they're dead. It's gone. You're going to keep an alliance with a head in a basket? Sorry. Not going to happen. And he also is a bit worried. Remember, he fears the common man. And he's saying, look, this is exactly what I've been saying. You give the common everyday people too much political power, they're not going to rule wisely like you think they are. It's going to be mob rule. You want this revolution to spread like they're doing it? Our heads will be on sticks next. Nuh-uh. We have to stop this revolution because this is dangerous. So, to that end, both the British and the French want to trade with America. U.S. merchants want to trade with France or Britain. They want the government to make up their mind because they want to make money trading with them. When there's a war going on, there's a lot of money to be made because wars are very expensive. And U.S. merchants say, hey, our economy's trying to grow. This could be a great way for us to make money, President Washington. We got to pick a side. Jefferson says, honor our alliance with France, honor our alliance with revolution, side with France. Hamilton says, nah, side with Britain. And George and Jefferson are like, what, really? We fought a war against the British? Yeah. This isn't about them controlling us. This is about us now being one of the nations in the world and being treated with respect. Well, we got to deal with and trade with and work with the most powerful country in the world, the British. They are stable. It's chaos in France. You want to trade with them? You think you want to gamble that this revolution is going to win and continue to spread throughout Europe? Or do you want to gamble on the most stable, largest empire in the world? I think that we should put our money with England. They'll bring us the most, they'll bring us the most stability, and they'll stop this dangerous revolution from spreading. So what do? Washington has Jefferson saying, Don't be a traitor to liberty. Don't be a traitor to the revolution. Don't be a traitor to our ally. You have Hamilton saying, do the smart thing. Go with the one that's going to give us the best advantage, give us the best standing, allow us to continue to grow our economy, and stop the chaos that's going on. This isn't a revolution, it's anarchy. Washington decides. And he chooses neither. He decides to stay neutral. Neither side. We won't let anyone drag us into war because he knows that if he trades with France, the British are going to start attacking us. He knows that if we start trading with the British, the French are going to start attacking us. So he makes a Neutrality Proclamation. We will not get involved. This is your war. This is your problem. We're not getting involved in it. We will not trade with either one of your governments directly. Nope. And once again, this idea of isolationism is something that's going to be a earmark of U.S. foreign policy for future presidents. Not so much today, but throughout a good part of our history. So here you see the French, join us. The British saying, join us. And Americans say, nah, I'm good. I'm staying out of it. Well, both sides, the French, the British, Jefferson, Hamilton, are not happy with this. In fact, Jefferson's so angry, he quits. He quits his job as being Secretary of State. He calls pretty much the father of our country a coward. Whoa. And that sets the bar for how's that neutrality going to go? Not so good. American ships in the French West Indies, not in France, but in French colonies, are there buying and selling parts of triangle trade, and British ships see them trading on the French colony and attack them. And many many Americans are like, dude, the British attacked us. Now we have to choose a side. They want us to choose a side anyway. And many people in America want to side with France because they feel that connection. They helped us in a war. So they want war with Britain. A lot of people hate the British anyway. We were at war for years with the British. But Washington knows that war would be bad for America. We just rebuilding our economy. We're just getting out of the haze of the Articles of Confederation. Going into a war now, we won't be able to win it. It'll bankrupt us. The country's too fragile. And he wants to avoid war at all costs, which is something for a general. So he sends John Jay, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, to negotiate with Britain, and he signs what's called Jay's Treaty. In this, America gets those Northwest territories that we talked about. They get compensation for the damages to the ships, so the British pay them back for attacking the ships in the West Indies. And the British give America a heightened trading status, which means more money for America. Well, what do the British get? They get to use the Mississippi River, and America agrees to pay all pre-revolutionary debt, all money that the Americans owed England before the war, not from during it, but before the war, gets repaid, and they agree to stop the French from attacking the British in U.S. ports, which was something that was happening quite a bit. Well, this treaty stops us from going to war with Great Britain and was probably a really good thing because it wouldn't have been a winnable war. But now we see French ships. You see the angry Frenchman. They start attacking U.S. ships and start pushing us closer to war with them. And Jay's treaty becomes really, really unpopular with a lot of Americans. And even though he could have run for a third term, this is definitely one of the marks that people were frustrated with President Washington for, even though history shows it ultimately probably was the right choice. So, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe he should have sided with liberty. Maybe he should have sided with the French, who were our ally. Maybe it wasn't the right choice. Maybe I'm wrong. So I want to hear what you think. You play history judge. And what do you think was the right choice in dealing with the war between the French and the British? Do you side with Jefferson and go with France? Do you side with Hamilton and go with England? Or do you go with Washington and stay neutral? Write down your answer. Explain your answer, please. Don't just write, I side with France because France. You got to explain it. Give me some detail and description, please. And write it in the comment section below. I can't wait to read it. Have a wonderful Thursday. Bye-bye.